Golfers, welcome back to the channel. One of the biggest issues we see on a regular basis on the lesson tee is a lot of golfers will get to the top of the backswing and they're almost in a hurry to hit the golf ball, so the shaft gets really steep. We're in a hurry to start the downswing, the arms are pulled really close, we get a little bit trapped, the hands get really narrow. So if you're somebody that struggles with a steep downswing path, just lacks a lot of width on the way down, you almost feel like as your arms get to the top of the backswing, your arms take a really long time to get the club back to the golf ball. When you try and feel like you create a slight pause, this just gives our upper body enough time to stay a little bit more behind the lower body as the lower body starts down first and then the upper body come into the equation secondly. Many golfers spin the chest too much, so the chest opens up too quickly, hips are pretty static, then what happens is we're slightly out of sequence. I want you to feel really smooth in transition. I want you to feel like the club takes a long time to hit the golf ball. This is a really good feeling to let the golf club come down a little bit lower, a little bit shallower, as opposed to pulling the arms across the body, then the shaft gets steep. Let the weight of the club drop, so think smooth transition. A good analogy is Sunday morning mood, nice and lazy, letting the weight of the club drift nice and slowly on the way down. Get to the top of the backswing, create a slight pause, lower body's initiating the downswing, taking the longest route possible on the way down. And as we come into impact from here, if we get too steep, club head works a little bit too far outside the hands, react to that, and what happens is they'll start early extending, thrust forward, their chest holds back, weight goes into the toes, club gets really far behind the hands, and then that's where we lose our face control. When you get to the top of the backswing, don't be in a hurry. Think of nice and slow Sunday morning mood. When we get to the top, feel like the transition takes an absolute eternity. It has to feel really long, slow and delayed. That's a good feeling to let the arms drop. It's a great feeling to let the lower body start the downswing and then the arms come into the equation, so just let the club drop. Get to the top of the backswing, just take your right hand off the club. Then what you're going to do is you're going to check the position of the club face under your left wrist. Then as you start down, just let the club fall into your right hand. Nice and lazy and slow on the way down. Let the arms organise themselves a little bit better. As you come back down, just kind of put your palm to the sky and then catch the club in your right hand. Many people that get the club working steep will not be able to achieve that movement because the right palm's too much down towards the ground, almost in this action. Get to the top, think right palm to the sky, catch the club in your hand. That will appear that the club face is relatively open, but what's going to happen from the rotation of the body and then this lead wrist going a little bit more into a board position is going to control that club face and allow it to close. Take your right hand off the club, make sure it's next to your right pocket. Just elevate it slightly so it's next to kind of the midway through your ribcage. Now you're trying to get right palm up. That's a good feeling to try and shallow the golf club to fall into your right hand. Lighter grip pressure, feel like the weight of the club just falls behind you, and that's a feeling of right palm more towards the sky, and then just create a little bit more of a kind of slow reaction, delayed reaction into the golf ball and prevent this kind of steep pull down. So it's going to allow the club to work a little bit shallow on the way down as opposed to getting really steep, really narrow, then react to that. Early extension comes into creation and the body stops turning. So I hope that makes sense. If you've got any questions regarding that, please feel free to comment below with anything that you'd like to see on my channel within the near future.